Hey you guys, or OCO. I'm Tanisha Calloway, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the New Year's resolution and why so many people fail to complete their New Year's resolution.
Yeah, new year, new me post will flood your social media feeds. Lord help us. 13 News Now anchor Philip Townsend looked into how the tradition started, and what he found may surprise you.
According to History.com, the ancient Babylonians are the first people to have made them 4,000 years ago. Back then, the new year began in mid-March when crops were planted. During a 12-day festival, they'd make promises to the gods to pay their debts and return any objects they borrowed. It was a religious practice. Today, we make them mostly for ourselves. Now, statistics show only around 10 to 15% of people follow through with their resolutions every year. But here's a quick piece of advice from a psychotherapist who spoke to Business Insider. He says make your resolutions specific. Instead of saying, I'll be more active, for example, why not try putting a 5K race on the calendar?
Because we're not supposed to be doing a New Year's resolution. It's not something that benefits the population at all. It benefits the corporations, or it benefits those who have been using you or taking from you in the previous year.
Cool. Everybody excited about their resolutions. Who's been good about their resolutions so far? Erin, tell us about it.
Well, my goal was to learn a new word every single day, and I must say that it is going immensely.
Notice how at the end of the video, there was a suggestion that was stated that maybe you should write your goal on the calendar. But what is not commonly known is the calendar is also known as the call-in door. And that's because the calendar is an alchemical door that is sometimes referred to as a magic square.
I've been interested in magic squares since my early teens. And if I can, I'd like to share some of that fascination with you today, because it's a story of magic and myth and mystery and imagination and mathematics. And it's a story that goes back perhaps 4,000 years. And it all begins with turtles. According to Chinese legend, the great Yu, who was the founder of the Jia dynasty around 2000 BC, devised this pattern, which he saw on the back of a giant tortoise as it emerged from the flood of the river Lo. And this is called the Lo Shu, which means the river writing. And it's a story that goes back perhaps 4,000 years.
According to History.com, the ancient Babylonians are the first people to have made them 4,000 years ago. And
if you count the dots in each segment of the picture, you'll see there are numbers there, 492, 357, 816. And these have very important significance in Chinese religion and magic. One of the uses of this Lo Shu square relates to something called the Steps of Yu. Magic squares often appear in buildings, and it seems like they're there as a kind of magical protection to ward off evil. For the same reason, throughout history, people would wear magic squares around their necks as amulets, or perhaps they would have them embroidered on their clothes for magical protection, or for healing, or simply for good luck.
It is unfortunate that everything is tied into religion, and it is done this way because the religious clergy are being used as ambassadors. And an ambassador is someone who is used to regulate passage through a particular door. It is a minister who's employed to deliver a message, but that message blocks your passageway through a particular door. And this is being done through the usage of the magic square, which is the alchemical door. And the calendar is a magic square. We can see this through the names of the months. And also, but if you take a look at it closer, you will see that the aspect of the door is far more important than what has been shown, as the word door shows up in calendar. It also shows up in the words January and December, as the word January stems from the word gen, or the Latin word geno, which means to beget or begin. It is the start or the doorway into the new era. And a day is not only part of the time of the Earth's revolution, it is also the title of a ruler.
Day. Day.
And a day, it is also the title of a ruler and the start of something. So it is also a doorway. And that means December breaks down into December, which has the word day spelled like this.
De.
And the word ember. And so when we put it together, it means from the doorway of ashes, the completion of a circuit, to January, which is also the beginning of a new one. But the thing about January, it's stating January. In other words, nothing's there because the door is already closed. Or it's just sitting wide open spiritually. And that's important because a new heir can only take the throne or step in after there's a death of an ancestor. And because no one steps up, they continue to appoint whomever they want as president. The company or corporation can only make changes through resolutions. So the key to breaking this curse is to stop celebrating these holidays and to stop engaging the way that people do with their magic square. Because as I stated, all of this is about closing one door and opening another. But the way that has been set up, what ends up happening is actually something that looks more like Groundhog Day. It's like reliving the same day over and over again, or being ruled by the same heir chosen by somebody else over and over again. Because when you go to walk through the door, it's been sealed or blocked off due to the usage of the magic square, or the created calendar that they are using is forcing them to relive the same days over and over again every year. So that is all for today, you guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this information with someone you know. Until next time.